What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. No, we're not going to do any active fab work today, but I'm going to show you a little bit of what we did on a local customer of ours named Jordan. We got a little 240 behind us, little KA24 motor. He brought it to us to redo his turbo kit. This is a pretty simple, straightforward job. Went pretty fast. Like I said before in other videos, we try to help out the local guys that need stuff turned around pretty quick, especially stuff like this. So let's see what we did. So he brought the car to us. It's got a mock-up motor in it. Got the transmission in it, so everything's kind of put in place. So we built a header for it. It had like a log manifold, kind of like they normally see on these cars, where the turbo is kind of positioned back here and the wastegate's kind of incorporated into everything, just right in that area. But he wanted to have room for his distributor and wanted a header with some longer primaries. So he actually had the flange cut at a local place, because I told him, I said, well, just bring me the flange, because I don't have really a source for those flanges, or rather, I'm just unfamiliar with these engines, and I knew that he could probably find one quicker than me. So he brought the flange with him, had somebody cut it local, and we went to town. So what we got here is 1 5/8" primaries going to a 2.5 collector. We got 2.5 running to the turbo. I think that this is like a 62 or something. It's a Garrett, obviously, but I think it's like a 62. We've got a 60mm wastegate that he provided. Like I said, he provided the turbo as well. He basically had everything component wise, and I had to get a couple flanges and the rest of the material and stuff to build the hot side. Built this little connection piece of cold pipe, because the turbo, like I said, it was way back there. We moved it all the way to the front. He's going to run some kind of outlaw front bumper, probably no headlight right here is the plan. Joey made this trick little turbo support right here on the side, because unfortunately Maven doesn't make turbo mounts for little baby turbos like this. The oil drain flange on this thing, or the bolt holes, are really tight together, so nothing we could really do there. Plus it worked out better to come off the side of the frame rail like that. So he wanted a 5-inch exhaust on this thing. I know 5 inch is huge, but we give him what he wanted. So it actually steps up from 3-inch to 4-inch, then up to 5-inch, using the billet reducers from Race Parts Solutions. All this tubing and stuff come from Race Parts Solutions as well. But this little piece here, I'm normally not a big pie cut guy, but I actually had this 1D radius template that we had made years ago sitting on the shelf, and I held it up here as an example. Told him what his tip was going to look like, just to get confirmation that that's what he wanted. And he said, why don't we just use that tip? Because I was going to order him one that, the camera's getting dark there, I was going to order him one that was slick, because now I can get 1D radius stainless from one of my sources that's all smooth. And he said, well, let's just use that piece. I said, oh, I forgot you wanted to keep the rice bowl full. So we did the pie cuts, we did the lobster back, as they call it, and he's got this import 5-inch tip there. So he's happy with it. He's been by the shop here half a dozen times throughout the build, and he's super excited to put it to use. We had to trim some of this out here. All this was kind of still in place. We trimmed it out. This harness, wiring harness, used to go through here. We pulled it back so where he can tuck it up under there now, kind of hide it, or else he can rewire it, whatever, but it'll be easily tucked underneath there and put down by the frame rail. So if you don't want to change nothing, you don't have to. But that's kind of what's going on here with this build. Like I said, this was a pretty quick one. We knocked out, and he lives 15 minutes up the road, so it worked out. As far as the shop, See, we got some lumber there. That's for my lowboy trailer outside, but we're trucking along pretty good. We got the Mustang over there, the New Edge. Joey and the guys are in there trying to figure out roll cage stuff. We've got the design underway with that, and we're also trying to figure out how we want to design some combo tanks and different tank variations for this chassis as well. So be looking for that in the future. Patrick's car, we've got most of the stuff underneath done. Show you how we kind of tied in these bars. And like I said, we're going to try to offer these with our 25.5, make some updates in the future to kind of make it more properly designed as far as with all these extra bars that they make you have for 25.5. So I've already talked about these bars in the previous videos, but recently we tied this in. He had these plates put there for his cross member, so we just left them there, tied back into them, remade the transmission cross member here to unbolt the torque arm pieces here. We actually had these cut ourselves, so maybe possibly we might put these on our website or something in the future, because we've had a lot of people ask about those. Jonathan's car, we got the front bars done. We got these little pieces Frenched in. I might have said that on the last video, but next thing, I'll be building the tree to put this front end on. We've got the front end kind of rough fit with some Clecos, which I showed that in the last video with the door fitment. And I'm probably going to do a dedicated video on building the tree for the front end, because a lot of people ask about that. We've already got the little pieces welded on here for it. I've already kind of measured for the height and stuff, but I'll do a dedicated video on that and try to go over the whole process and actually video the whole process of me making the tree for the front end. Like I said, I've not made a whole lot of them. Made probably half a dozen, but the last one I made for the Datsun, and that's been, I guess, a year and a half, 2 years ago, 2 years ago maybe. So it's been a while since I made one, so it'll be a good refresher and to get my mindset wrapped around all that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh, we've got another project in here that wasn't here on the last video, or I don't think it was. This is John's Trans Am from Florida. He purchased all of OMG Boost turbo setup, the tank, everything, whenever we started parting the car out the first time. The camera keeps messing up with the light going through the door. But he's back. We're putting all this stuff on his car. He's got a bunch of the stuff part of the way done. We started on the front kit. We've got a Midwest chassis cage going in. He's got most of the mini tubs already put in. We just gotta finish them out. I hate doing mini tubs, especially in these cars. But he's got most of it done. That's why I said I'd do it. That's pretty much it. My next video will probably be building the tree in Jonathan's car. Sorry I've not been making videos that much lately, but just kind of been strung out everywhere. And filming anything adds about 3 times the amount of time it takes to do it. And so that means I'm making about 1/3 of the money whenever I'm trying to film. So that's where we're at there. So there's my junky little low boy. Trailer floor is gone. So we're going to be throwing some boards on there. Never know what the guys might be doing up here from day to day. Might be all thrashing on cars, and they might be out here working on my construction stuff. So that's how it rolls around here. So check out the website, rock-solid-motorsports.com. We are having a Labor Day sale, which is 10% off of select items. The discount code is Labor Day. It starts this Saturday, September 2nd, and goes through midnight September 4th. That's Monday. So typically don't do a lot of sales mainly just our Black Friday, our Black Friday sale is typically the only one that we do every year. But I've decided to throw a couple little small ones in here and there, just little short ones. Our Black Friday sale usually runs a couple weeks though, so if you miss this one, you can still get in on the Black Friday sale. So just make sure you pay attention to our social media. I've got a post up on Instagram and Facebook with a discount code. Again, the discount code is Labor Day. All one word, no spaces. So make sure you check that out. rock-solid-motorsports.com. Thanks, guys.